Welcome everybody to round 7 of the Virtual Formula Universe 1994 F1 season, live from France in Magny-Cours. So, we have just moved over to the qualifying session and things will get moving shortly. We have a lot of interesting things to note here, as there have been some driver moves over the last previous round. As you know, if you are in VFU, this league has career moving. So as you start out as a driver in the league, you can start in a lower ranked team and work your way up to the top teams. So halfway through this season, we've done our driver movement allocations, and some drivers have secured themselves a seat until the end of 1995 with various teams, and we've had a few interesting moves in the future. I won't say anything right away until qualifying itself starts. But I hope you look forward to it, because it really changes the whole paradigm of the season with a lot of different people in competitive cars. So, the qualifying session has been moved over to, and we should start seeing, very shortly, our first car come out of the pits for the day. And there it is. Looks like the McLaren of Alexis Borden, who is now debuting for McLaren. As you know, France doesn't allow tobacco sponsors, and that's Owen Potter trying to get a jump on the qualifying. Let's have a look. Yeah, off he goes. As you know, in France it's illegal to advertise tobacco on Formula 1 cars, so this time many teams have to change their branding. This is Alexis Borden, who was driving for Jordan and is now driving for McLaren, while Bivona, as you can see there, the Italian who was driving for Lotus very impressively, has now moved into Jordan. Santiago Palomino has moved to Jordan as well. Nick Holliday has stayed signed until the end of 1994, and with Ligier running no branding on the car. Jeff has stayed in Lotus. Jacob Redpath has been moved from Benetton to Sauber, and has been fired. He had a couple of unlucky performances throughout the early season, despite having an impressive enough year in the last season when we ran the 1997 cars. It's just not come together for him this year. But he is probably glad to be reunited with Sauber. Sauber was his debut team. And the sleek black Sauber does look good in the sun of France. Guitars has stayed with Tyrrell. He's only recently re-entered the series. Aaron Curtis has stayed with Williams. There's a big one I want to mention here. Lewis Wedding has moved to Benetton until the end of the 1995 season. So it's a big change for the championship. This is the current 1994 championship leader and winner of 1997. Spirit Chef has also moved to Williams in place of Lewis Wedding. So he is very quick. We saw him almost lead the British Grand Prix in Donington for quite a while. Laps. Owen Potter sets the provisional code at 118.6 in his Ferrari. Lewis Wedding is on his outlet. Spirit Chef is on his lap currently. Sparks flying supports down the back straight. Alexis Borden sets a 1:26.8 as a banker lap. Jeff sets a 1:24.3. Nick Holliday, after having a in-lap accident, sets a 1:21. Getting their banker laps in. Lewis Wedding preparing his lap in his brand new Jordan. Streak of bad luck for quite a while. Lewis Wedding looks to change that as they desperately need a franchise driver to take the reins over at Benetton and change things. Mistake for Wedding. He gets on the grass a little bit, but I don't think it will affect his lap time too greatly. Some traffic a little bit of a slide. Across the line for pole despite the mistake, a 1:17.3. Batar's now a third provisionally with a 1:20.8, so he has dialed in that turn quite well for this one. 7/10 off of Nick Holliday, who is in the pits in his Ligier, a home race for the team. Jeff Riviere, our French driver in the series, this is his home race, hoping to do well and score points in the Lotus. He's looking competitive. Aaron Curtis staying with Williams for the next two seasons. This season and life itself. McLaren last year and chose to re-sign with Williams. Preparing to start his qualifying lap and try and get pole. He hasn't put down a lap yet. Across the line, starts his lap. Aaron twitches and spins, unfortunately getting way more wrong than Lewis did into the barriers. He's done a 180 at 180. Now this is Spirichev, who's looking to get his laps in. A lot of sparks fly at this corner, Grande Curve. And interesting thing to note is that Magny-Cours takes inspiration from a combination of different tracks. Where we're going through right now is Estoril. It's mimicking the final part of the track. Then of course Adelaide, the hairpin. Nürburgring mimicking the first turn, the chicane of the older layout that was opened in 1984, I want to say. 180, I'm not sure where it's from. And everyone seems to be struggling at 180. They're all doing 180s at 180. Another spin belongs to, and that's 5 laps gone for Spirichev. The yellow flag is out. That's Riviere. He's holding 5th, which is extremely impressive. A lot of cars don't have laps done yet. A lot of struggling. It's going to really shake up the grid for the start of the Grand Prix. Now Santiago Palominos on his lap going through Estoril. Sparks flying down Golf to Adelaide. There's some traffic in front of him. Curtis letting him mind that issue, so he's going to negotiates well into 180. Will he do a 180 as did the Williams drivers? No, simply negotiates. Now this they call it in a lap. Not particularly sure as to why. I think it's mimicking part of the chicanes. One here is called Lisi, original name. And that is good for 4 Palominos. Meanwhile, let's see if the Williams drivers can get it together. Salvatore, still holding his position in McLaren, cannot make a lap. He is serving a penalty that he incurred during the previous race in Donington with a collision with the Lotus driver of Riviere. Aaron Curtis now on his 6th lap attempt to try and take pole here at Magny-Cours. This lets him through without issue. Just have a Ferrari ahead. It's a clean Adelaide. Down to the Nürburgring, flicking the car right and left. It's good. 180, no issues. Problems. The Lotus driver lets him out of the way, but Aaron still spins nonetheless. He cannot dial in those tyres, perhaps. The track might be getting hot. Let's check the temperature of the track. Yes, it has increased to a boiling hot 32 degrees and 36 track Celsius, while the current track usage is still light. So qualifying tyres have been thoroughly chewed up by the heat of the track. Jacob Metcalf currently qualifying Sauber in 8th position. Will he spin? And he will spin. A lot of drivers having trouble. I think now that we know the track is heated up extremely quickly through the sessions, they will not have a chance to improve their lap times if the qualifying tyres aren't cooperating. Spiritual letting the notice and it's a very strange order. Owen Potter is only 4/10 ahead of Bivona in the Jordan. So maybe Bivona can get second place on the grid. Let's push on the softs as the track has qualifying tyres maybe viable. Grass a little, manages to hold it together. Not sure if the lap will be valid. And this will be his last timed lap of the session. Palominos is behind him in 4th, so that's a Jordan 3-4, and Bivona has a big tank slapper. A big shunt into the wall out of Imola. And that will end his session. Engineers will have to rebuild his car quite quickly. Where are the Williams? They are nowhere to be seen in the qualifying. And there, they finally get a time down. Spirichev is good for second place. Meanwhile, let's find Aaron Curtis, who has 9 laps without a time lap. He's finally switched to soft compounds. Edis Batars is ahead of him, takes a wide line so Curtis can get by without issue. No issues there. No issues for the driver. Twitch going to 180. Second place, 2/10 behind on Lewis Wedding, so it is a competitive time, even though the last lap for Curtis. Looks like the qualifying tyres was only well utilised by the Benetton driver, who is now out on softs trying to look for an improvement. So the qualifying tyres are just too soft and too heat sensitive here at the hot Magny-Cours. Further down in 4th, Owen Potter looks to improve. Yes, he looks to improve on his 4th place as the sole Ferrari for this weekend. Ronnie Burton is unavailable for this one. looks like Potter's car is a little bit more highly sprung, raised off the ground than the others. He's certainly sparking up a lot less towards Adelaide. This is his final timed lap of the session. Really well executed on the curves, easily driven. Down to 180, a beautiful line, hugging the apex. Kisses the curve on the outside towards Imola. While Wedding sets the fastest lap, protecting his pole position, and Owen Potter, he got better with a third on the timing sheet, but spun. That could have cost him even up to half a tenth, but he managed to keep it together. Now Spirichev still has a couple of laps left to try and take pole. He's brave taking the qualifying tyres despite their adverse effects in the heat. Stay with Spirichev as we eagerly await his qualifying lap. Can anyone dethrone Lewis Wedding? Spirichev has to find 2 seconds. Checking the track temperatures again. The track has gotten even hotter, almost 40 degrees. It's going to be a difficult race for these cars. May have to manage the engine. And now, Spirichev starts his lap. Back straight. Sparks fly a lot more from his car than Potter's that we've noticed. He's riding it low. Clean Adelaide. Towards number 3, he has traffic. Spins, rear sweeps, the tires are hot. This will take utmost concentration from the driver to keep that car together, and it just won't happen. The tires are too hot. Now he has one more attempt left. I would reckon he should use softs. Paulominos is using the qualifying tyres, looking to improve on his 6th. His teammate, Bivona, is 5th. He's already ruined the lap before he even had a chance. Oh, that's an unfortunate ending. Just took too much on the outside line and threw away that lap. That's a bad mistake from the Brazilian driver. No one else is out on track, except for Spirichev, who is again trying to use the qualifying compound. It's just, the track is extremely hot. So now we wait for Spirichev to begin his lap. The only car left on track as you hear the horns excitedly cheering him on. The horns in the crowd. It's just him in the track. Everyone else has used up their lap count, except for Lewis, who's managed to do very good laps. We'll be seeing his lap begin very soon. Approaches Lucy. Last man on the track, trying to control into perfect lap. US Turri, it's very fast in there. Doesn't need anything unused. Adelaide. To Nürburgring, this is where he had issues. Smooth. Now 180. He's taking a lot more care. He's not going to stamp him on the throttle as he did before. Now Imola will take a lot of care from here. Yes, he will. It's an amazing drive through that corner. Now the rears are starting to get away from him, but he holds it together. Easy to go. Just keep it smooth. Clips the curves. No issues, and it looks like it could be a new pole. Oh, that's a big slide on the line. But it's good for third place. Aaron Curtis and Spirichev lock out 2-3. He put everything into that lap. Now let's look at Nick Holliday driving fourth class, French team. Ligier on a French track, their home track. Lap. It looks like it's going to be improvement on the tires for 7th place. Imola looked a bit unstable there, but he keeps it together. Lisi to go. This is a good lap. This could be 6th. This could be 6th for Nick Holliday. It's 5th. Nick Holliday in the top 5, out-qualifying a Jordan and a McLaren. An amazing lap for the American driver, who is in great form. Perhaps the home field advantage for Ligier in the setup has helped him greatly. Wedding now on track, looking to improve his lap. Great lap from Nick Holliday. Our championship leader, Australian Lewis Wedding, his debut race for Benetton. Taking it easy into Lucy, he has the slap left. Well, actually, I think he has. No, this is the slap. So he'll do it. Now, it's on to turn one, and Esteban coming up, smoothly negotiated, full speed, touching the outside curve, lift off under steer, gets on the outside curve of Esteban, into golf, full speed, towards Esteban, hard braking, 100 meter forward, 50 meter forward, turn right. Now Nurburgring, maybe a little bit of lift. Clips the outside grass. It's going to affect his line going into 180. That might not be good enough to make his personal best, just to make a statement on the rest of the grid that he's not here the first round. Imola was quite good, using all of the track. That's another mistake though. Lisi looks fast. Last corner to go. And it's a mistake, a tank slapper across the line. I don't think it was an improvement. Although it does not matter much for Lewis, as he's already secured pole. Don't think there's anyone else who can make another lap on track. So that may do it for the qualifying session. And we will be rolling over. Indeed we are. I will catch you guys for the race start. Until then, take a break, take a glass of water, have something to eat. See you soon. So we are all set to go for the French Grand Prix very shortly. The server will be moving over in 40 seconds. I did some sound checking, so let me know if the microphone balance is too high or low. It should be better now. Moving over very shortly. And we've begun the formation lap for the French Grand Prix. On pole, Lewis Wedding, debuting for Benetton. Second place is Aaron Curtis for Williams, followed by Alexei Spirichev, third place for Williams. Fourth is Owen Potter for Ferrari. Fifth is Nick Holliday, very impressive for the Ligier driver. Sixth is Baivona in the Jordan. Seventh is Palominos in the Jordan. Then eighth is Borden in the McLaren, a debut race for her. Ninth is Batars. 10th is Jeff Riviere for Lotus, a home race for the French driver. Jacob Metcalf, serving a penalty, is 11th. And finally, Salvatore Sirignano for McLaren is 12th. So as the cars prepare to take the race start, we will eagerly await the beginning of this French Grand Prix. We've got a lot of drivers here on track today, as per usual for the series. All different walks of colours and performances. Some cars in better positions than they would normally be. But I'm eager to see how this one turns out. A lone Benetton trying to recover the name of the franchise against the onslaught of the Williams camp. Drivers all gridding up now for the start of the French Grand Prix. A lot of hard tyre combinations. As the lights tick off, the engines rev, and we're away. The French Grand Prix has begun. Lewis Wedding is off, and he makes contact with Owen Potter, who spins. And a lot of cars are off. A lot of cars are off. This might be a restart. This might be a red flag. A lot of cars are off. A lot of cars made contact. I believe, yeah, multiple cars are off. I think this will be a red flag. This will be a red flag. That was fantastic, but at the same time, horrible. A lot of cars went off at the first turn. A lot of cars went off. But we will restart shortly. That was incredible. That was fantastic. It was horrific, but fantastic. I've never seen, in the 2 seasons that VFU have ran, I've never seen a start like that before. That was just, everybody went straight on at the Estoril corner, just straight caught into the sand trap. I think there was some sort of domino effect. Somebody hit someone else. I saw Potter hit the Benetton, and then someone hit someone else, and they just all went straight on. I really do not know what to say. It was crazy. It was fantastic. So the race will be restarting shortly.
And let's bring home a win today.
The formation lap has begun yet again. I think there was some lag which caused a big incident. Because looks like Lewis Wedding's ping. Yes, there's a lot of ping. I think that will die down. It's because we've done a restart. I think that will die down pretty quickly. But yeah, that was one of the starts of all time, I think. Lewis Wedding on pole for Benetton, followed by Aaron Curtis. Spirichev, who has lost a front wing. Spirichev has lost a front wing. I believe there will need to be a server restart due to lag, I think, possibly. Yes, I think a server restart is needed. Technical difficulties. We'll be back after the break. And we're back. So after a couple of technical gremlins with the server, the race will finally get underway. We also had a driver who was late to the meeting and now is ready. And we're away. So, after all the turmoil, we are finally on the official formation lap start. There's no issues with the server anymore. On pole, we have Lewis Wedding for Benetton on his debut. Second and third are Aaron Curtis and Alexei Spirichev. Fourth is Owen Potter for Ferrari. Fifth is Nick Holliday for Ligier. Sixth is Bivona for Jordan. Seventh is Santiago Palominos for Jordan. Eighth is Alexis Borden for McLaren. Ninth is Eddie Spatars for Tyrrell. 10th is Jeff Riviere for Lotus. And 11th and 12th are Jacob Metcalf and Lachlan Bork for Sauber. And serving a penalty and last is Salvatore Sirignano for McLaren. So with no further ado, let's get this underway. The cars are nearly at the end of the formation lap. We've got 13 cars on track today, with all different shapes and sizes and colours. And with all the little technical details ironed out, we should see a great race, a very interesting race. All the cars piling in to take their grid positions through Lisi. The Benetton has launch control and so does the Ferrari. So let's see how Lewis makes use of said launch control. And all cars are trickling into their grid positions.
Nice and easy, you've got this.
The lights tick away, one by one, engines revving, and the French Grand Prix has officially gotten underway. Into the first corner, Curva Grande. No issues this time. One car off, that looks like Lachlan Bork. It's a smooth start for everyone. Around the outside, it looks like Salvatore Sirignano with an amazing start. Now, towards Adelaide, will there be any drama? There is collision between the McLarens. The McLarens, I can barely get the words out, have come together. Alexis Borden has smashed her teammate off. And Salvatore Sirignano is out of the race. And maybe Alexis Borden will be out of the race, as the McLarens have a nightmare of a debut for Alexis Borden. And Salvatore serving a penalty. Salvatore is now out of the race. Meanwhile, Lewis Wedding is already pulling out a second on Spirichev. All the cars trickle through Lisi. Sparks flying into Estoril corner. And it looks like Wedding is in top form. with no issues as he approaches Adelaide. And now we might see a move from Aaron Curtis, locks up into Adelaide. Potter holds the position. He's side by side with the Williams. He gets Purchase out of the corner and holds that third place. Meanwhile, Bivona is 5th. Paulominos is 6th. Following is Nick Holliday at 7th. 8th is Metcalf. 9th is Riviere. Lachlan Bort, 10th. In the pits is Borden getting repairs. And as we know, Sirignano is out of the race. And now with Potter backing the Williams up into the Jordan, we might see a three-way fight for third place as Bivona tries to get around the Williams. This is very close racing for third place. It looks like the Ferrari has the horsepower advantage in the back straight. Twitch from Aaron Curtis's steering wheel. He gets in the toe, might go for a lunge at Adelaide. No, he holds off on it. He gets very close, lets Potter know he's there. Spirichev slowly losing ground to Lewis Wedding. Lewis Wedding looks as dominant as usual in that Benetton. But this is the interesting battle. Second place in the standings, I believe, was Aaron Curtis, is now being held up by Owen Potter. And I think Bivona might have a chance to have a go here, because the Williams is being seriously held up. But look how fast the Williams and the Ferrari pull away. This is a superb battle by Owen Potter to hold off the onslaught of the Williams. As you can see, the Ferrari just barely has enough power, it being the most powerful car in the mod, to stay away from the Williams. And they're losing ground on Spirichev because of this. But Potter could make one mistake and let Aaron through. Aaron sliding through 180. Into Imola. Curtis almost has contact with Potter and spooks Potter off his racing line, but maybe Potter can have a lunge into Lisi. And now the Jordan is all over the heels of the Ferrari. The Ferrari has horsepower advantage here. Maybe he can do something in the back straight. Oh my goodness! Curtis is wide and he's into the barrier. The longest slide ever. Aaron Curtis for Williams is having a nightmare of a race. As did the McLarens, Curtis now has damage and has a long way to go back to the pits without a rear wing. And it looks like his car also has a puncture, judging from the steering angle. It looks like it might be over for Aaron Curtis. So that's going to give Potter third place and Bivona all to do if he wants to try and get past it. The Ferrari has better aerodynamics, better horsepower. Meanwhile, Metcalf holds a modest 7th position. Could there be a safety car? No, it's just yellow flags. Lachlan Bork is now 8th. And soon Jeff is to pass the Williams. So now the Lotus is ahead of the Williams of Aaron Curtis, and as he limps back to the pits. And Borden might be able to get at least one position up, recovering from her race start. Spirichev now has 6 seconds going on to 7 off of Spirichev. Potter is slowly pulling away from the Jordans, who are running in formation. And oh, Palominos goes off. He recovers it. This is going to give Holiday a chance. And Holiday will take that chance. Or won't he? Palominos just recovers in time to keep his 5th position. Jacob Metcalf isn't far away, but he seems to be struggling. The track is very hot. 30 degrees of heat here in Magny-Cours. And there is Spirichev comfortably holding 2nd place. Let's see, where is Aaron Curtis? Is he in the pits? Yes, he is. It's going to be a long pit stop for Aaron, I believe. His engine appears to be off. We'll catch up with him later. Borden overtakes Aaron for 10th position. And Aaron really has it all to do if he wants to get it back into the points. Lewis Wedding is going to have a very relaxing 36 laps, given what is happening behind him. It seems all his main competitors have kind of just imploded from the offset. Why may that be down to lag or just bad fortunes, I do not know. But I'm sure there's ranting and raving in the McLaren garage. It looks like Aaron is going again, but I'm not entirely sure on that. No, he is not. He's still in the pits, waiting on repairs. Alexis Borden only has 30 seconds out to Jeff and is closing that gap down fast. There's no real battles, even though the track is busy, there's no real battles going on. I was thinking that Spirichev might have been quicker than Wedding at some point today, but it seems to be not the case. So Wedding is one of the first drivers to extract the true performance of the Benetton. We've mainly seen the Benetton spin out and crash for the better half of 6 races. But it looks like this will be Benetton's return to glory. But Potter isn't far away from that Williams. He is not far away at all, and nor is Bivona off of the Ferrari. Palominos recovering his form, catching up to his teammate, who is 9 seconds ahead of him. Nick Holiday holding the last points paying position. He has Metcalf 7 seconds behind him, and looks like he's going to be closing, so there could be a battle there very soon. Notice how everyone is on hard tires. Everyone is going for the long stint due to the conditions of the track. The Sauber in its late season configuration. You can see the winglets on the rear and the new diffuser. Riviere Now 15 seconds away and closing from Borden. This is Aaron Curtis, who is 2 laps down behind him. And he is on it. He is angry with himself making mistakes like that. Is that a Jordan I've seen gone into the pits? Yes, it is. The Jordan is in the pits. What's going on? Palominos is going for the soft tire and pitting early. It looks like a planned pit stop. It is a planned pit stop. And he hasn't lost much. Only his 5th place to Nick Holliday. Let's see if Lewis Wedding pits soon. And no pit entry from Lewis Wedding, so Palominos could have incurred some damage. I'm not quite sure on that. Owen Potter looks like he's getting closer and closer to the Williams of Spirichev. He's having a great race today. Now we could see a battle between Metcalf and Palominos, excuse me, but Palominos is on fresh softs. Although I think those softs are going to heat up quite quickly and be an issue, as he isn't getting much pace out of them. Metcalf correcting a big mistake there. Lachlan Bork having a uninspiring debut. No cars for him to really battle at the moment. And now Borden has caught up and passed Jeff for her first recovery of her lap 1 incident. Now has Lachlan Bork and Jacob Metcalf to catch up to. That's a 40-second gap. Looks like Potter is getting quicker and quicker as the laps tick by. And Wedding now pulling 14 seconds out on the Williams of Spirichev. I think Wedding could afford to pit early. He has not pit yet, as indicated by the damage, or not damage, the wear on his tires. There's a yellow flag. Could just be a car going into the pits. I think I'm correct. Yes, a car is in the pits. I'm not quite sure who that could be. Let's see if we can identify. It is the Sauber of Lachlan Bork for his first planned pit stop of the day. Oh, thank you, Rhodey, for letting me know. It's Lachlan Burke, not Bork, Burke. So thank you for informing me. And now we have another planned pit stop. It's Owen Potter, 2nd place, followed by Bivona, 3rd place. Spirichev just out of the pits, and now re-inherits his 2nd place. Potter won't be too far away and can catch up to him. And that's, we saw, I believe, Alexis Borden still recovering. The pit cycle will allow her to undercut a few people. Not much battle, a lot of separation going on here. I think people are more worried about managing the tires in this heat than they are about battling anybody. And there's another yellow flag. Who is at 4? Could just be Lewis going into the pits. There's more activity in the pits. Let's see who's also in. I must be mistaken, but I definitely did hear an engine. Might have just been the Pacific of myself, being the TV car. There's another yellow flag. So there is someone maybe trying to get into the pits. I'm not sure who is triggering that yellow. Could be just an issue of the game. Really not much activity. But Nick Holliday is now in the pits, so that may have been the reason for the yellow and the sound of the engine I heard. He comes out 7th. He has a lot of work to do. 10 seconds if he wants to get that position back for the point score. Is there a car stopped on track? It's Bivona. Bivona has crashed out. The Jordan of Bivona has crashed out at 180. Straight off into the gravel trap. You can see by the tire marks. So what does that change? It changes for Jacob Metcalf 5th instead of 6th, and now Holliday can inherit points without needing to chase down Jacob. So a lot of mistakes here today. Unforced errors. That means we're going to have even less battling, I think. Another yellow flag. What is that caused by? Could be just the pit lane. Is the safety car coming out? That yellow flag is out an awful long time. No, it's just Lewis Wedding having his planned pit stop. Okay. So no issues for the Australian driver. I think this might be the least contested Wedding has been for a race victory. Maybe the heat could cause engine failure, but I doubt it. He's managed his car well for the past 6 races in his Williams. Palominos is having a good return to form with the 4th place if he just keeps it together, no mistakes. Oh, and Holliday is off. And Burke is going to inherit the only points-paying position left to take with 6th place. Lachlan Burke is now running 6th. That's a great debut. I thought he was going to go off there at the Imola corner. That's a great debut. A mundane debut turned into a great debut for Burke. And now Holliday is going to have to fight if he wants that 6th place back. There he is in the distance coming out of Lisi. So this could be interesting. This could be a storyline to follow for the race. There is no one who is particularly close to each other. Although, maybe Alexis Borden will catch up and cause issues for both of those drivers. Nope, she won't, as she's lost her front wing for the 2nd time today. Really, McLarens are just having an absolute terror of a race. This could lead to her retirement, as Jeff will have a career best finish of 8th if she retires. Holiday being lapped. So what cars are on the lead lap? From Metcalfe and above, as the timing shows in yellow. Center yellow by tag here. A flash of another yellow flag. That's probably Borden entering the pits. And it is. She will not be happy for her debut in a competitive car like the McLaren going awry like this. However, looks like Nick Holiday might be catching up to Burke. No, that is just the Williams of either Spirichev. Or it's got to be Spirichev. I think Aaron Curtis has retired from the race. Yes, he has. Jacob Metcalfe is having a great race. Reunited with the team he started it all with. Palomino's 4th, Potter 3rd, Spirichev 2nd, Wedding with 20 seconds in 1st. And looks like Nick is falling out of form. 8 seconds. Oh, he skips over Lisi. Stewards aren't going to be happy with that. So indeed, Borden is now 9th and last again. With Jeff being 8th. I think Burke has, I dare to say, safely secured his point-scoring debut. Now I hear of a yellow flag, but I think that might just be Borden in the pits. Ah, it's Jacob having a planned pit stop, so 5th and 6th, Lachlan Burke. And here he comes as his teammate prepares to leave the pits, all planned. There the Saubers go in their sleek black. Soon they will have their dotted Tissot livery, which will look lovely. Owen Potter is out of the race? Oh, Owen. Owen must have crashed out. Owen Potter is out of the race. Santiago Palominos on his debut for Jordan is 3rd. And Metcalfe is going to be 4th. And Burke is going to be 5th. And Nick has somehow weaseled his way back into the points. Jeff is just one car retiring away from the points. It has been a race of attrition. The heat of France has really gotten to the drivers. I've never seen this much retirements before in the series like this. I think he must have made a mistake. I don't know, it could have been engine failure. I didn't see it. I didn't notice it. Now, will Burke challenge his teammate to get that 4th? Or not? Keeping in mind, Metcalfe is on the fresher tires, and you can see how worn the tires of Burke's car is. Side by side, gets on the grass. It's a clean inter-team battle. They're not too close to each other, but not too far away either. And Burke gets by at Adelaide. Now, the question is, will he hold it? Oh, Metcalf goes off a little at the Nürburgring corner. Through 180 they go. Up towards Imola. It's another yellow flag. I think that's just Jeff having a planned pit stop. Either way, Jacob shouldn't take too much risks here, as he is in the points comfortably, no matter what he does. He has time for 3 spins and a cup of tea before he falls out of the points against Nick Holliday. And it looks like Burke is going to pull away, so this has turned into a monster debut for Lachlan. A little bit of a lock-up on the brakes coming out of Adelaide. Palomino is going to be driving super cautiously. And I believe everyone has been lapped except for Spirichev. So it's one of the more let me see if I can find the appropriate words, but anticlimactic, given the drivers we've had in the seats today. A lot of promotions moving up the grid, but it looks like France is bad luck for many people. Good luck for Jeff, as he may score a point if he continues this form, and Nick has some form of mistake. Although Nick is on his way to lap Jeff. So I've been informed that the Ferrari has failed. The engine has just stopped. And I think that's down to the heat of Magny-Cours. It's the first engine failure we've had since Interlagos with the Jordan, driven by Brendan Ross, former driver of Jordan. And that's Nick lapping Jeff. Jacob has fallen way down in 5th position to his teammate, despite leading ahead of him for the majority of the race. Paulobidos, very comfortable, 13 seconds ahead of Burke. Not too much to talk about here. Not a lot of racing going on, just surviving. Lewis Wedding continuing a dramaless race for himself. Just under 11 laps to go for him. one is really close to each other. The closest battle, well, battle in quotes, would be Burke versus his teammate Metcalf. I'd suppose Nick is reasonably close, but not really close enough to make a dent in Metcalf's 5th position. I'm just wondering if there'll be another engine failure to put Jeff into the points, because the French have luck at French tracks, it looks like. As Lewis prepares to lap Jeff Riviere with 10 laps to go. And now Wedding takes his 2nd planned pit stop of the evening. Let's see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 seconds. A very good stop for the Benetton team. And looks like Palominos has been the only driver to make the soft compound work at the extremely hot Magny-Cours. As I say that, he does twitch the car a little, so he'll want to be careful. Seems the gap might be closing between Burke and Metcalf. Just checking up with Lewis. A dramaless pit stop. Only a few laps to go as he laps Jeff once more. Oh, did I just hear the engine of a car stop? Jacob Metcalf! His engine has failed! The Sauber has failed for poor Jacob Metcalf having a brilliant debut. And that means Jeff Riviera is going to be promoted to 6th if he can stay on track and get to the end. The French heat has claimed another. I worry for the engines of the other Sauber. Oh wait, it's not Metcalf who's out. It's Burke who's out on his debut. Poor guy. He had such a run. So now Jacob is 4th. Nick is weaseled back into 5th. Jeff has to do 2 laps and then he will score a point. The Lotus will score a point, the underdog. However, the French driver will be lucky as Nick cuts the Nürburgring chicane. And Metcalf is off. And there's going to be a battle. There's going to be a battle between Holiday and Metcalf for fourth position. Let's watch. All the drama has begun. All the drama has begun. Let's see if Holiday can push his leisure. All the French things in this race, the French car, the French constructor, the French driver in the English car, are getting the good luck, because the engine failure is giving Jeff a point, and now Holiday is going to be able to compete for fourth. And all it takes is one well-timed maneuver, and it looks like Holiday is going to have the chance. Tuck under the rear wing and go for it. And here we go. Metcalf. No, it wasn't to be. Apparently, Holiday just backed out of it. And Jeff is gone. Jeff is missing. Could he have lost connection? Let's see this battle between Holiday. Six laps to go. Into the pits goes Nick Holiday, so his tyres are too worn to keep up with Metcalf, and that ends that battle. That's unfortunate. So Nick was never really in a position to compete for that position. That was a terrible way of saying that. Jacob slows down, the lone Sauber out there. It was Lachlan Burke who had engine failure, so that's two engine failures. And I think you can attribute this to the heat of Magny-Cours. So obviously Palomino, Spirachev and Lewis knew to turn their engines down. So, just a few laps left. 4 laps for Lewis Wedding to conclude this Grand Prix. Very dramatic last couple of laps. Three laps to go for Lewis Wedding. Seems all cars are running reasonably well. My heart breaks for Lachlan Burke, but my heart also breaks for Jeff Revere, because he could have scored points in his home race. But we'll see the classified results after the race and see who has actually scored points. Spirichev's the only car on the same lap as Lewis, being 45 seconds out. Lewis has been extremely dominant, and he can practically turn the engine all the way down and just cruise to the finish. Two laps to go for Lewis Wedding. This is the highest attrition race we've seen in the history of Virtual Formula Universe, with 13 starters, I think. I may be incorrect on that, let me just double check. 12 starters, we normally have 13 or 14. 12 starters and only 5 finishers. At some point, Eddie Spitars seemed to retire from the race. I'm not sure. Maybe he lost connection. So now Lewis is on his penultimate lap. And you can basically collect your money at the bookies if you betted on Lewis to win already. It's a sadly uninspiring race. Was dramatic but uninspiring. Now Lewis enters his final lap on his way to claim victory for the first time with his new team. Just a couple of corners to go for the Australian. Meanwhile, Alexei comfortably holds second. Palominos comfortably holds third. Nick Holliday is 20 seconds away from Jacob Metcalf with not a chance of catching. Into Lisi goes Holliday, again cutting that corner. I don't know why he's having such issues with Lisi. And now, Lewis Wedding, your winner of this tumultuous French Grand Prix. I can't say it was one of the most emphatic victories we've seen at a VFU, but Certainly, you did need to survive for this race. And survive he did. Spirchev on his way to finishing. Jacob Metcalf has the Sauber fans in delight with his point scoring finish, so looks like Sauber's a good luck charm for him. Alexei takes second place for Williams, getting their season back on track with Lewis's departure. The Jordan of that was something. The Jordan of Santiago Palomino spinning across the line, and Nick Holliday taking fifth for Ligier. So that concludes the French Grand Prix. With Lewis Wedding being our winner once again, continuing his nearly unbroken streak of finishes. Benetton Ford have finally come back to form. And it was certainly a interesting race. I think there's going to be lots of words exchanged in the paddock shortly after, but that remains to be seen. I've been your commentator, Matthew Sibanyoni, and see you next time for round 8 in Belgium, the Spa-Francorchamps Grand Prix. Goodbye.